Alright boys, how we all doing?
Yeah, good man.
Magic.
Good. Welcome back to This Is My Story, the Gary Mackay-Stephen of podcasts. As Fraz McDonald labelled us. I don't know if that means used to be shite, but now we're alright, or if it just means we're utter shite, I don't know. But we're taking it. It is now going in the Twitter bio. That is how we will always be known, the Gary Mackay-Stephen of Hearts podcasts. Guess what, boys? Hearts never ruined their weekend.
Yes.
Some laugh. The internet did, however, ruin plenty of the weekend for Ando. How are you getting on? You recovered?
Aye. I was, for anybody that was involved with the socials on Saturday, would have seen I was over the border north of the wall on Saturday. And of course, I took my wee shitty laptop with me, hoping it was be enough to support a live broadcast on Saturday. But no, it was utter garbage. So the thing's now in fucking bits. But I've fully recovered from it and glad to be here tonight.
You were also swinging for your Bossack in a sex dungeon, so we'll let you away with it. If anybody can. For the people that didn't see it, we'll maybe get a picture on the socials so folk can see your boudoir that you were in on Saturday.
Well, I feel like I do need to say I'm not going to call the person out for whose dodgy decorations that is, but it's not mine and not my house. That's all that needs to be said in the matter.
And he is a local sexual deviant. That is just all you'll say on the matter, then we'll move on.
Exactly, aye.
Aye. Like we said, we do apologise for what happened on Saturday. It's one of these things, we're new to it, we're trying to iron out the kinks and get a production that we can do. And as we said, we're going to try and commit to every Saturday doing, or every game day, a live reaction. So we will dive into the game on Saturday a little bit more detail than we would normally, but that's just purely because of what happened on Saturday. So Sam, how's your week been?
Oh, good. Not really much to talk about as usual because I'm a pretty boring guy. So, aye, all right.
Good. We already know that, but thanks for letting us know. Brad, how's your week been?
Doing alright, mate. Doing alright. I'm just trying to work out what's the difference between Ando and Cathro coming up from Newcastle, piss you your laptop and then fucked off.
blamed his laptop and left it.
Aye, well, Cathro's got more hair than me. I think that's really the only difference.
I wonder, is Chris Boyd had a pop at you in the media yet?
No yet, but if he does, I'm quite happy to go toe to toe and fucking war against that prick. Even though I don't mind Chris Boyd, but I'll still fight him.
I quite like Chris Boyd too.
No,
But that's for
a good laugh.
That's for a different podcast. Let's move
My
on.
money would be on Boyd, like, easy.
You can just shut your face, you be
Aye.
prick.
How's your week been?
Aye, week's been good. It's always been a case that I hate Tuesdays, but all of a sudden Tuesdays are the best day of the week.
You can't beat a Tuesday because you can. You're with the boys on the podcast.
Really?
And talking to the world of weird, we've got the man that eats a cheese string like a Mars bar that never appears to be eating peanuts in a square bowl. Who, in their right mind, has a square bowl? Show it to the boysies. Nice, lad. They good peanuts, are they?
It's clear.
All right, aye.
I was going to say you're
So
allowed.
you would describe as a... Sorry, go on. Andy.
No, I was just going to say you're allowed to speak when Corbett asks you a question, so everybody knows exactly what arsehole he's talking about. But
Well, I think people will know us by now to know when I said square bowl, they'll know instantly. Shanks, how's your week been?
Good, mate. As you'll know, I dominated the golf on Saturday, so your arse is probably still throbbing.
Aye, you were absolutely brilliant at golf. You spent more time in the woods than anybody I know, than Ando's sexual deviant pal. But let's move on. Right, this week, obviously, we'll thank Jamie Walker again for giving us his time last week. We've had over 1,000 hits on all of our social medias, downloads and interactions and views on YouTube and that. So again, appreciate everybody getting in contact with us. The reaction to the new intro as well, and the new thing that you can see on YouTube, the new graphics have been amazing. So big shout out to everybody for that. Again, just Jamie was class last week, wasn't he? It was a good laugh.
Aye, it was superb.
I'm sure he'll be equally as disappointed that he was on the bench on Saturday as we all were, but we'll come to that when we go to the Dundee review. This week we'll have all the usual stuff. We'll have Shanks McCann, we'll have Question Naddy with Corbs, Nose by a Noise with Brad's, we'll have Away Up In Gorgie with Shanks, we'll have Air preview and predictions, and we'll have our headlines as normal. So let's get it started, boys. Shanksy boy, what have you got for us this week with Shanks McCann?
I've got another Shanks McCann.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
So, first of all, we'll just have some shout-outs for last week's winners. The Old Castle Rock, Kyle Borthwick, Mr. Tam T, no that Tam, he's a wank, somebody on Twitter, Simon McCluskey, and Andy Dixon. Well played, boys. And I'm going to hand over to Kev, who's just going to read out a little message that we received from a certain Jim Brunton. Take it away, Kev.
So, hi lads, great show last week with Jamie Walker. Out of interest, which one of yous posts on Kickback? Always try and big you up on it. There are some right arseholes on there though. Talking about arseholes, trying to get into Shanksy's heat is impossible. Clue 1, he says the match is on the 22nd of March 2015 at Easter Road. Do me a favour and have a look on London Hearts. Last time we played on the 22nd of March at Easter Road, Robbo scored. Boys, a Fruit Loop. Only kidding, mate. Anyway, here goes. Number 1, Callum Patterson.
Pish! Jim, know that. What was number 2?
Number 2, David Abua. And finally, number 3, Tony Sibic. Cheers again, boys. Keep up the good work.
Cheers, Kev. So, the man that wears gloves in the bath, David Abua. The man that came up, ripped Rangers a new arsehole, that got the flu and had to go down the road, Tony Sibic. And the missing player that Jim was struggling with on the 22nd of March, he scored the goal. He scored the first of 2 goals at Easter Road, which secured the title for the famous sending the Tiny Arms young team Yaldi. That was, of course, Lee Wallace, Jim. So get your head out of London Hearts and get into mine. He was playing for Rangers that day. Never mind. Try again, son. Right, next. Player
He
1.
was right about a couple of things there, though. That was decent.
I would say he's more a crunchy nut cornflake than a Fruit Loop. Would be my. That would be mine, like.
Right, this week, player 1. He looks like me. He patched Ravanelli and Janino to come and play with Joe Hamill. Mix, who thought he'd won it, but for McKenna in the 86th, and then this man pumped it past Colgan in the 93rd before gleefully getting himself sent off. Player number 2. Mr. Hearts, an absolute rock that night at St. Jacob Park. When he pumped their badge, though, a bit of me died inside. Player 3. Absolutely clueless how we've scouted this man. Maybe Harry was on a cruise. Loved by every Jambo. A goal resulting from a run from inside his own half versus Motherwell. Just one of his many magical moments. Up there with one of the most successful loan spells we've ever had. Unfortunately, we couldn't afford to keep him. That's your 3.
That's nice. I think you and Murray called you out on Twitter last week saying that last week ones were too easy. I think you're in this territory for this one too.
Well,
they were good clues though.
I prepped these in advance and didn't do them 8 minutes ago.
So you and Murray's going after Shanks saying they were too easy. Did we get any sort of communication from Ewan to say what the answers were, or is he just sitting there high up on the mountain going?
No.
Well, sorry to say, Ewan, we've all actually got like real jobs in that, so we didn't just do full-time podcasting. But cheers, mate.
He writes stories about golf. That's not a real job, surely. If he came and watched us play golf, he would just gee up writing.
That could be the summer special.
That was a shocker. Right, cool. As always, we'll fire them on the social medias. Wonder who I've got this week for your Shanks McCann. Were you Britney Spears last week? Was that this week's one? Was it Britney?
Britney Spears this week.
Britney Spears, because you shaved your beard off and had a meltdown. Like the little ride that you are. We also Connor Slavin, I think his name is, got in contact with us on Twitter as well to say that he absolutely loves the podcast. He says it's a great lesson. It's keeping him going through lockdown keeping him sane at night, but he says it's a shite watch because we constantly get cameos by Liam Boyce. So decipher between you, so that is so fair play, Connor. Connor also gave us some good shout outs for Away Up In Gorgie too, so I wonder if it will feature the night Shanks. No pressure, because he called out a couple of local boozers.
Looking at you for the whole boys comment there, Shanks, because there's not
Yeah.
a single bit of me is ginger. It's bald as fuck, but nothing ginger. So it's over to
And
you.
between the two of us, I'm
Fanta
the only one
pants.
that looks like an athlete. So
Right, cool. As always, you can get in contact with us on social medias. You can get us on Twitter. It's This My Story Pod, and get in contact with us via the website admin@thismystory.uk. You can contact us on Instagram. Now, a word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Bike Speed UK. Any Jambo using the promo code This Is My Story will get 10% off at checkout.
For every biker's every need, think Bike Speed UK. From motorcycle parts and accessories to the best biker wear. Think bike, think Bike Speed UK.
Right, this week's headlines. It's dull weeks when Hearts win in it. There's literally barely anything to talk about. So the only thing really that's caught our eye this week was the absolute cheeky Arbroath trying to rinse Hearts fans. Obviously seen we sold 57,000 virtual tickets for the Inverness game, and now they want to jump on the back of that. Have you seen it? They basically launched a thing. They're trying to say have wall to wall maroon. They want us because we play Arbroath in the coming weeks. They want us to sell, same idea as Cali Thistle, they're selling virtual tickets for the match for £5. And as you can imagine, it's went down like an absolute lead balloon on Hearts Twitter. So from everybody on This Is My Story podcast, Arbroath, you can fucking sit on that. You're getting no fiver. You're getting no fiver off us. There you go. But aye, what a cheek, eh? Actual embarrassing. And you've seen any of the stuff?
It's nice to see the full Arbroath support have bought their tickets because there's 39 being sold. So well done, well done to them.
I've said this to Rav Fermlin, friend of the show. You know what? 20 quid to buy a couple of virtual signed tickets is nothing to help out a mate. Arbroath are not a mate. They can fuck off and die, as you so eloquently put it.
Aye. I think now, between now and the end of the season, given what's happened with Cali Thistle and what they've seen, I think this won't be the last attempt from clubs to try and cash in a little bit of money on Hearts before we exit this league, having given none of them but Cali Thistle any money. So, Kev?
I'm not sure if it's true or not, but seemingly there was also an option for Lewis Moore to sign the ticket, and it was only going to be £4.50.
Aye. Nice.
Who else is there? Is it Scott Gallagher that's still there as well? He could sign it.
Oh, well, we're doing to £3.50. Jesus Christ!
He'd have to give us money for that.
Shanks, do you know anything about Arbroath?
Fish.
Yep. What colour is
Type of
they
fish.
playing?
Maroon.
That's correct. There you go. What was the score when we played them the last time?
We won 2-1.
Okay. If you say so.
Well, I got this wrong as well.
I can't even mind.
But far nearer to the time. Because I was convinced we had a fucking draw at that game, but we did win it. It just felt like a draw because the match was utter
We won
garbage.
1-0.
We did win
And I
1-0.
was celebrating that boys scored, but it ended up being Wigton.
Right. You were absolutely loving it. It was Boyce, and then 25 minutes later realised it was Whiting. A moment that we've grown used to on This Is My Story podcast. Ando.
Just to go back to the point, is there anybody else that you would be willing to part with your hard-earned cash for? Inverness, because they're a pal and it's Robbo and all that, they helped us out. Genuinely, I'm not gonna put my hand in my pocket for any other fucker in this league. And I hope you boys are the same.
I was going to say, and I think Tam's probably going to say the same, that our next two Scottish Cup opponents Our next two Scottish Cup opponents, I'll quite happily give money to because it's Brora Rangers, and if we beat Brora Rangers, we play Stranraer in the next round. And both those clubs were screwed over in the voting scenario as well. If you remember us laughing at whoever it was, the Albion Rovers manager at the time, saying that they didn't realise how far away Brora was, so voted against league reconstruction because they couldn't walk the bus up. So, to answer your question, Ando, no, I wouldn't give the steam of my piss to any of the teams in this league. But if it comes to selling tickets to help out Brora or Stranraer, then I'm all for it. We've already shared on Twitter that
I'll
Brora have got a
along with that.
little thing. The Brora are doing a thing for charity and getting a virtual match programme or something. So we've retweeted that to say if anybody wants to donate a fiver, give it to that. If anybody has a fiver that's burning a hole in their pocket and you contemplate buying an Arbroath virtual ticket, go on our Twitter. We've shared the link to the Foundation of Hearts. Donate your fiver to Hearts. Do not give them a single penny because that's what they want. They're begging. They've got cap in hand. They want money off the Hearts support, and it's not going to happen. Other things, Brad, you were saying you'd seen something on Twitter you wanted to give the guys a wee shout out.
It's just the Two of Hearts podcast, one of our kind of fellow Hearts podcasters. They're a couple of mates of mine, and I know they listen to the show, and it's just to say that we had the sad news with wee Bob's mum, so we just wanted to pass on our condolences. I'm sure the rest of you feel the sentiments as well, so just thinking of you boys.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All the best guys. We didn't like hearing that as well. Cool. That's all the headlines for this week. Do you want to break it up now and would they quiz Giannadi, or do you want to do the Dundee review? What do you want? Banter. Well, actually, the Dundee game was banter because we won, so it's banter on both levels.
Aye, I've still not really seen much of the Dundee game because I was away on my travels, so I'm going to look forward to your analysis of this. So, go for it before the party.
Right, we do. On you go, Shanks.
Well, I was going to say there were similarities between our day and your day. I mean, I understand your day was probably full with nipple clamps, but we also had torture moments during the Dundee game, so we'll cover both points.
What a lovely segue.
Right, I need to ask, and this bit will stay in. Did anyone screenshot me in my face of anguish from the sexy boudoir that I was in on Saturday? Does anyone have that footage or screenshot or anything? Because if you do,
I'll share it on the group chat now.
Right, excellent. I was going to fire it up on the Twitter, or we can even make it the show artwork. Oh my god, that's absolutely horrific for anybody that's watching on YouTube. They've just seen that. And it looks like what am I looking at? I'm looking down at my knob.
It's all the same photo. What is
Jesus
this one?
Christ,
Bradley's
man.
got. Bradley, you've got the blur on. It just looks really weird, man.
I think it's definitely something
I
from
look like
Pulp
the bad
Fiction.
Spider-Man.
Bad Spider-Man in a gimp mask.
It was a good pass.
Well, there's the
I
show
can spot
name.
a gimp mask anywhere, man.
The Bad Spider-Man.
Slightly worrying.
I was going to say. And also, it's worth remembering, Ando, that the group chat is such a friendly, loving environment that nobody would have ever have taken your picture when you looked at your absolute worst. Don't worry. That picture definitely doesn't exist in our group chat.
Oh, it definitely will. I've just not caught up from it. Clearly, you bunch of bastards that you are. Good,
Right.
Good work, lads.
Dundee. Talk about it then. Hearts 2, Dundee 1, Tynecastle. Scoreline doesn't do the game or our performance for me justice because it was a lot more comfortable than 2-1 would suggest, although the last 10 minutes we did invite pressure onto us. But to be honest with you, ridiculous, and I'm annoyed because I have defended him for a while. I don't think he's the worst defender that we have, but just a rash moment for Popescu gives them an opportunity to get back into the game that they really shouldn't have had. I think if we'd taken even some of our chances just off the top of our heads, we'll go into it in a wee bit more detail, but Gary Mackay-Stevens missed 2 sitters. Gary Mackay-Stevens missed them as well. Liam Boyce hit the bar. Do you know what I mean? Like we had loads of opportunities. Nando Lee had an opportunity as well where he was stretching, went over the top of the ball, and they realistically never actually caused us any real bother. I know they hit the bar, but somebody takes the ball down 25 yards out and pings one off the crossbar you can have the best game plan on planet Earth. There's nothing you can do about that. And the penalty is just a ridiculous moment for Popescu. I suppose the major talking points of the game actually came, in typical Hearts fashion, in the 45 minutes to an hour before the game kicked off. So news came through. We played Gordon in goals, Smith, Popescu, Halkett, King. We played Halliday, McAneff, Irving, Gary Mackay, Stephen, Nandwilly, and Boyce. That's right, isn't it?
Yep.
I missed everybody. And everybody was buzzing at Tynecastle saying that we were playing the diamond. We were playing exactly what Shanks told us to play. Stop persisting with width and play through the middle, and that's exactly what Robbie delivered. So Shanks, you had a wee notepad filled with highlighter and 10 out of 10s for players and wee diagrams of how the formation looked. Talk us through it.
Diagrams.
Yeah. That's a diagram.
That's it.
It's just full of nonsense and
Well,
highlighters.
you know, that's why I've asked you.
All right, okay. So you've covered the team. I've written down statistics about the league table, which are now irrelevant because that was then and this is now. So,
Oh, well, you put it in. Let's hear it.
hold on. So turn the page. Right, so we'll go with my ratings first. So we'll go. Gordon got an 8 out of 10. I was very impressed with his double save.
Yep.
Smith got an 8 out of 10, and I've written solid.
Right.
Popescu got a 4 out of 10, and I've written shite. Halkett got a 7 out of 10 for being solid. Kingsley got a 5, and I've written affit. He mustn't have been as good as he usually is. Halliday got a 6 out of 10, and I've written ineffective in the wide spot.
What are these rates, man?
Irvin got an 8, and I've written comfy. So he's like,
I wondered what
he's
you were
like your
about to say
granny's
there.
couch. You always know what you're getting. GMS got a 2 out of 10, completely ineffective. Feel for him because that just was not ever going to work out, was it? We knew the player that should have started that game. Enough said. McAneff, I gave him a 6. I thought he had a really good first half, and I know that I'm going to get a bit of hatred for that from a certain podcaster, but I thought he was fairly ineffective in the second. Boyce and Nando, a couple of 6s, meh, not much to talk about. Walker, spicy when he came on. Aidy White again, energetic, full of the beans. He looked all right, never gave him a rating. And Haring, you got a higher rating. And Haring, well, what's he doing? He's Matt Hardy'd a sliding tackle on the boy's thigh, so I can't really defend that. Apart from that, the only other comment I had, apart from your notes, was the Fontaine handball in the 32nd minute, the penalty potential. That's all I had.
But that's up there with the better penalty, is it? If we're getting a penalty for Liam Voice volley and the ball 900 yards over the bar, this game's a bogey, innit? You what? It is a penalty. Like the penalties that have been happening this season, but in the world of normal, that's never a penalty. The volley was wild. It was never going in, and it's hit Liam Fontaine's arm up there when it gone up anyway. It was going over the bar. So, aye, interesting. So Gary Mackay-Stevens set up a goal. Is that why you got one mark?
Well, he actually got 8 marks for that, and then he proceeded to get 6 marks taken off for absolutely shanksing it 3 yards out.
Right, okay. We'll talk about Gary Mackay-Stevens.
Halliday scored a goal. What did he get?
Well, hold on, Thomas. It's funny you should ask about that round out. He got a 6. So he got an 8 points for scoring goals, and then he was deducted points for being ineffective in the wide area, according to my notes.
In-depth analysis of the football match. Well, so, I'm gonna sprinkle some happy clapping over it because you've made it sound dreadful. It was you made it sound absolute jobby. Popescu was the best of the 2 centre backs, barring his mistake for the penalty. He looked a lot more comfortable at the back than Halkett did. Halkett struggled to cope with Cummings, and then latterly so when he came on. I thought Popescu actually had one of his more. Actually, I thought he was pretty decent. So the penalty was a shocker.
You know how I don't like to interrupt on this podcast? He brought him down twice and gave away 2 free kicks against Cummings. on the edge of the box. I don't think he. I wouldn't say that he coped well, and Halkett didn't. But all right.
You just love Cummins, eh? Let's talk about it more on this podcast.
I just thought Popescu. I don't think he had a good game, but we can agree. We were all pals here.
I don't think he had an exceptional game. I think what we've seen in Popescu in that 90 minutes sums up his times at Hearts. He's looked in spells, mental in others, and the penalty sums him up in it. And there's absolutely no need to make the challenge. It's nuts, it's rash, and he's gave it away. I thought the opening 10 minutes was pretty rubbish in terms of tempo, but as soon as we settled, as soon as we sussed each other out, seen what we were all about, it was all Hearts, and we had loads and loads of chances. Smith and Kingsley were much more involved than they've been in weeks. There was boxes going into the boxes. There was balls going into the box. We were playing to Ando's strengths. I thought Halliday had a great game. I thought McAneff was good. I thought Irving was brilliant. So I was pretty happy. Brad?
This is going to give me the book, but I actually thought Halliday had a really good game. I feel dirty saying that. But yeah, I thought he was actually really effective. I'll give Shanks his criticism. Maybe he was pushing the wide position because he was sitting at the base of a diamond. He wasn't meant to be going wide at all. But, I thought he looked more comfortable at that position, and he was going forward a lot better for me. So I actually thought he had a good game. So well done, mate.
And what you want from Paul Hartley scores that header on Saturday. We all talk about that's what we loved about Paul Hartley. He's a midfielder coming into the box late and scores. It's something that it sounds so simple to say, but it's something we've been missing all season long. It's just, cutbacks or whatever, second phases of attacks, and your midfielders supporting and coming in and chipping in a goal. Tam?
You see, Nando last week came out in the press and asked people to play to his strengths, put more crosses into the box.
Yep.
How come he had to put in like loads of 4 or 5 crosses in his actual classic crossing day?
Lightning on the byline.
So I think he's now had 4 goal contributions in his time at Hearts. He's scored 3 goals, 5 actually. He scored 3 goals and 2 assists. Could we call his goal? Could he also? We're going to use the Uche stat meter here and say that his pass to the goalkeeper. It's 1-2 with Jack Hamilton counts as an assist and a goal.
Aye.
So he's got 6. He's got 3 assists and 3 goals. I thought Nando played very well on Saturday, to be honest with you. He looks fitter. He looks like he understands more like what we're actually trying to do. His first few games we spoke about, his touch was atrocious. It was actually laughable. But his all-round or general play was he was running into Boyce or running into the same areas as Boyce. He was running into the same area as Walker. But, time, it's no surprise that time training with his teammates, getting a bit fitter. We've seen probably his best performance in a Hearts jersey. I will agree with Shanks. I thought everybody played really well. McAneff played well. Halliday, as I said, played well. I thought Boyce is what Boyce is, and Nando did. The only disappointment for me was, again, Gary Mackay-Steven. I'm not just saying that because he missed a sitter, but just his all-round general play. He just doesn't look comfortable any position that he plays in. Don't get me wrong, his pass is sublime for the second goal. It's an absolute brilliant piece of play, and we are seeing tiny flashes that he does have it. But if I was going to have a disappointment for Saturday, it would be Gary Mackay-Steven. That would probably be it. Tam, what were you going to say?
Well, you kind of mentioned it there, but I was going to say, just see after his miss, I think he did get a bit of a kick up the arse somehow. I don't know if it was just mentally, he was like, I shouldn't have missed that. But he seemed to just be a lot more involved. And again, though, he is being played out of position, and we've got a perfectly good number 10 that was sitting on the bench. So if you're going to play him out wide. You know what I mean?
The thing is, we've got to remember, and we called it on the podcast about 3 or 4 weeks back. We said that, let's be honest, we've just got to give him games and get him match fit, etc., etc. So, are we going against what we've said 4 weeks ago? Well, we are, because that's what we do.
That's what we did. That's what the podcast's all about, Kev.
Badly informed. Yeah, true enough.
Right, if you read the bio, it says the Gary Mackay-Steven of podcast, and then underneath that it'll say petty and ill-informed. That's what it is. We're petty. 5 weeks ago, I told you Ando was crap. I didn't want to see him anymore. I listened to only Tams and said I've seen enough in Ando. I know he's going to be rubbish. Write him off. I don't want to see him play for Hearts again. And this week I'm telling you, he was the best player in the park. So that is what happens on this podcast. Shanks, just when I thought you couldn't get any weirder, have you got a stress ball?
I do. Occasionally I get stressed, so I've got a stress.
Right, okay. What are you stressed? Because you.
No, it was just as you touched on Ando there. I had another wee nugget of information that I've written down that I thought I would share with the group.
Right,
so
cool.
I've written, why is Nando always sat so deep when we break? Perhaps if he was to watch more Daniel Kuzan videos from 2008, he would understand that role better.
Who did Daniel Kuzan play for?
He played for Rangers, your mothership team, where he I believe, led the line and ran about daft and basically nearly won them the UEFA Cup.
Okay, nice.
So
right.
I just found him a lot of times where we were breaking forward, he was just always like still in the Lee Wallace position, which I found strange. So watch out for that.
We played again. I've said it loads and I've been arguing with some of my mates about it, is that I don't think we played 4-4-2 with a diamond religiously. I don't think it was a rigid diamond in midfield. It did change. There was parts of the game, like Shanks has said, where we were breaking or we were on possession and on the ball we were set up in 4-2-3-1 like we have been all season. But I think the good thing about Saturday was the movement in Ando and Boyce, one dropping, one going forward. That is literally your classic Sutton and Shearer. That is if you're going to play two strikers, that's how you play them. You know, one drops deep, one goes long, one tries to play off knockdowns. At points it was daft, like you say, we're going long to Boyce, who's 5'8" and Nando's 8'9". Like, do you know what I mean? That was some bits, but to be honest with you, Dundee couldn't cope with Hearts when we were on the ball and we were on it, and it really, really should have been more comfortable than 2-1. Since we're talking about it now anyway, we might as well just go on. We have Ayr United at Tynecastle on Saturday. Shanks, any information about Ayr United you want to share with the guys?
I thought we were playing Arbroath on Saturday.
that's the contribution I wanted for you. That's why I put you on the spot.
Oh, love it.
Nope. Come back to me. I'll come up with a couple of nuggets. So.
Right, okay. No problem at all. I'm going to use Ando's favourite stance and thing to say here is you don't change a winning team. I think the team that played Saturday is the team that should start on Saturday. Anybody any different to say that?
Absolutely not.
Agree
I'm
completely.
not going to piss all over my own stance that you've just taken from me. So yeah, I 100% agree.
I would take GMS out and put Walker in.
Actually, Brads, I like that. I'm going to piss all over my own previous statement and say I'm going to agree with Brads because GMS is pish. Aye, well done, well played. I'll go with that.
I think I said on the Big Hearts call earlier that I think it'll be a cricket score on Saturday. I know I predict 6-0 every single week, but it's coming to the end of the season. This is the sun's going to be out. It's going to be nice weather. It's when we start to play better football. I know it's not going to be tropical or whatever, but we always start the season really well and end the seasons really well. Obviously, the last couple of seasons are out of the window, but I think Saturday would have been a bit of take the reins off things. We seem to have a formation that suits everybody. As we record right now, Rafe have dropped points, Cali Thistle have dropped points. We were always going to win the league anyway, but I think we'll start to motor, and everything you hear from guys in the press, Robbie, Halliday, Boyce, Smith, they're all saying they want to win the league now with a bit of style, get a bit of momentum going into the top league. So I think we'll see a performance on Saturday. There you go. There's your Corbett happy clapping. Sam, what were you going to say?
I just wanted to point out, I was looking at the weather earlier. It's meant to be sleet and hailstones on Saturday and like 6 degrees, but nice weather,
But nice weather. It'll be nice. It'll be lovely weather. That's great weather for Tynecastle.
Well, what do your predictions now then?
I want to just do predictions. Wait, let's get the nuggets first. These Ayr nuggets. Want to go for it?
So in the last 5 games, Ayr have achieved four points out of a potential 15 points, and Hearts have achieved 9 points. So currently we are better than Ayr, and it's likely we will win the match. In the last 3 games that we've played against them, notably playing them on Boxing Day 2020, we beat them 5-3, and then we beat them 1-0 back in February. So all things point towards us winning, and I'm confident. But I do agree with Bradley. As much as I feel GMS has been hung out to dry in that 10 spot, I would put Walker in there.
What's your prediction then, Shanks?
I'm going to go 2-0.
Okay. Kev?
3-0.
I don't think we've got a cricket score in us.
Brad?
I think the weather's going to be the great equaliser, so I'm going 1-0.
Ando?
I am going to go 2-0.
Tam?
4-0 for me.
Okay. And I'm not even banter this week. It'll be 6-0 to Hearts.
Okay, excellent. I'm genuinely putting a fiver on it because I was sold. Your wee description there about proper springtime day. It's definitely going to happen. Actually, before we move on, I think it's important to know where we are with the standings, because it's been a while since we actually updated folk on, because we take these predictions every week. 5 points for an absolute correct score and 2 points for a correct result. Anybody want to hazard a guess at who's top of the table now as of the result on Saturday?
Don't embarrass me, Ando. Let's just move on.
Alright, well, I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm a modest man.
Top to bottom, Tam on 24, Kev on 23, Ando and Shanks drawing third equal on 21, except Ando's in third place because it's Ando and it's an alphabetical difference. Corbett on 19, Brad's on 14.
I ken football.
If there's one thing you know, it's good hockey squash.
I'm class at winning it, all these things, eh? Like,
I know,
just
which
so
makes
good.
a mockery of this whole fucking show. It really does. Oh, I just said show. Christ almighty.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That
Right.
from our sponsor.
Play it again. Come on. Let's give them double advertising. Let's go.
Right. Let's do question, Addy.
Is this
Ready,
a hands
boy?
on the head thing?
It is an absolute hands on your head
All right.
moment.
Lovely.
Wait, I'm going to make sure I've actually written down the answers this time, because that sometimes gets me. That's normally a stumbling block for me. Don't worry, there's nothing to do with height. They're all pretty bog standard questions this time. I've been nice to you. And we will also have a Corbett quiz as well, but I did promise you the last time that this time it's who does Corbett love rather than who does Corbett hate, because I am fully embracing my happy clapping status that Shanks has given me.
We're the happy.
Right. It's over there. I'm not getting it.
So, couple of points. Brad's, I can't see your hands. Kev, I can't see your hands. I can now. Excellent. We're all sitting here like a bunch of monks, like we're kneeling at prayer, but never mind.
Here we go. Right. He's ready?
Yes.
In the iconic scene of Fozzie on the fence, what is his number? So I am obviously talking about what, Shanks?
When Wayne Foster scores that goal
Good.
and runs and jumps on the fence.
That is very good. Do you want to hazard a guess at what his shirt number is?
I'm going to say it was, and I've absolutely no idea. I think it was number 11.
Okay. Kev?
12.
Brad?
I was going to say 12.
Ando?
It is 12.
Sam?
I'll be truthful, I was going to say 13. So
Well, 3 points to Kev, Ando and Brad. It was 12. Why would it be 13? That's a sub-goalkeeper.
Aye.
'Cause back in the day, when that
Ah,
happened,
you
you
got
didn't have
actual
squad
numbers,
numbers. Aye.
well, I'm not that old.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to have another guess at it, and I was like, no, that's not how it works.
Well, I'll go for 12.
Aye, so I'll put it at 12. No thanks. Right, you keep your own scores, because
I
I
didn't
don't.
honestly know that. Thanks for teaching me a
Oh.
lesson this evening.
How many was that worth?
That was question 1 for 1 point.
Lovely. Just so we're on the right page.
No problem at all. Right, this is already featured at some point in the night. Question 2. Who set up Kevin McKenna and Phil Stamp in the derby at Easter Road?
Oh,
I'll go in the opposite direction this time, and nobody say the answer is, because then we rides like Tam just say, "Oh, I'm anyway."
I was actually quite truthful on the last one, so
See, bang. Right, who is it then, Tam?
it's Neil. I can never know how to say his name. Yangjik or something.
Brad.
I was going to go with. Weir. No, wait, no. Come back to me.
No.
Let's come back to me after Kev's answered it.
Aye, once he puts his hand on his keyboard and types in the question into Google. Aye.
No, come back to me, because I did actually. I do know this one.
No, because then they'll answer it
he's
and you'll be like, "Oh, it was definitely that."
He's actually
Have you got confidence in Tam?
he's programmed Alexa to listen to Corbett's voice. And he's waiting on Alexa to actually answer it.
Right.
His missus is in the kitchen on the phone, furiously trying to figure it out.
Do that coffin hang for a millionaire.
Right.
I fucked it.
I'm taking your answer as Graham Weir.
Graham Weir.
Ando.
It's Neil Yanchik. I
Kev.
think.
Neil Janjic.
Shanks.
Yeah, and check.
Why are you so angry about that there, Shanks?
It is Neil
It's
Yannick.
the only answer that I've ever get on a quiz, and I didn't even get the
It was
opportunity
the
to say.
best game that lad ever had in a Hearts jersey. Probably
you
one
get-
of the two that he ever had.
You get 2 points because it was question 2, but there's a bonus point
Ooh.
for 1 point, right? What song did the Hibs fans sing when he came on?
Is this
I-
fastest
yeah,
finger first or?
I know that. Aye.
Just whatever, right? So Kev had his hand up the quickest.
For fuck's sake.
I believe it to be. Who the fucking hell are you?
Ando, what's your answer?
Back him up 100% on that. Correct.
That's the same. But one of you must have told me this story, because I don't know how I would know it.
Right.
Well,
Shanks.
Why is that even a thing? Like, you sing that at every single game you go to when they make a substitution. So
Oh, you're probably
Aye,
the only
must
one
have
that
been
sings that.
Do you?
what?
Do you
Aye,
sing that?
at the Hearts team.
Aye. Wait,
That's not
chanting
even a-
on your
That's
Peace
not even a
box.
question, man.
Well, what's your answer?
Oh, it might be that. Who the fucking hell is that?
That is true. That is exactly what the song. Who the fucking hell are you? And 2 minutes later, he put the ball in Kevin McKenna's head, and he equalised. In fact, 2 minutes after that, he played the ball through his foul stamp, and we won it. And they know exactly who the fucking hell he is.
That was one of the best away days you and I have ever been on, Corbett. But we've covered it in a previous show. No need to labour the point. But that's up there in my top 5 away days ever. That match. Fucking
And if anybody
brilliant.
wants to hear that podcast, I believe the show name is Big Bill Weighs Tits Out.
That's right.
Is it not Big Bill's Bangers or something, is it?
Big Bill's get his bangers out. Aye.
If you want to have a look at that, there you go. Right,
Unfortunately, it's not on YouTube.
keep your own scores for this, because I don't care enough. Right, question 3. Oh, actually, do you want to, we'll stop a wee minute. We'll go to the Corbett loves.
Go for it.
We've had 2 questions on this one, right? So number 1, played for Dundee, wore 22, looked class in the Reebok Strongbow number. No, it wasn't Strongbow, was it? Aye, anyway.
All
He looked
sports.
class. He looked class in the All Sport 1. Played in midfield.
Stephen Boyack.
Me.
Right, on you go, Ando.
Neil McCann.
Shanks.
Reebok was my boy season,
Right.
so this is going to annoy me. Played in midfield.
Wore 22.
I don't know.
Brad's.
Pass.
Did you pass,
I
Shanks?
was-
Alright, Brad's.
I was going to go Boyack as well, but I think I was wrong.
Okay. Are you sticking with, are you going to say Boyack?
No, I'll go with it. I'll go with it first instinct.
Okay. Tam?
Neil Yanchik.
And Kev, what's the answer?
I believe it to be Boyack.
It's Stephen Boyack. I loved Stephen Boyack. He was one of my favourite Hearts players.
Big Lego heat.
He was brilliant, mate. He was
Aye.
superb.
His
Ran
first
like
few
a
games
weirdo.
were absolutely rank rotten, but he
Aye.
then just
He just
clicked.
motored. Aye,
Aye,
he was-
just clicked and
he was
gave you
brilliant.
100% every single game, which is all we asked for.
He
Right.
goes under the ex-Hearts players I've rented a car list.
Yeah, the growing list of people that have been at car hire with you. Right.
It's kind of ended now, like.
Wait a minute.
It's fine.
Wait a minute.
And you're-
Was that 1 point?
you get
This
you get
is
a
the part of
bonus.
the quiz.
You're not getting a point for that.
Sick.
You get a Corbett point just so that we know that we're pals. Right. Number 2.
Can I get mine back?
I don't want that point. Right. Number 2. Handsome as fuck. There you go. That's what you're getting.
And you hate him,
Go.
or you love him?
No, go
I
for
love
it.
him.
I'll take this one.
Remember.
Oh, yeah, I'll
I'm
take this
a
one.
pick-upper now. Right. Ando, you had your hand up first.
Peter Haring.
Kev.
I was going with Haring as well.
I was going to go Craig Gordon.
Right. Okay. Tam.
I was going to go Harry.
Shanks.
Kevin Twaddle.
Well, Brad's, me and you are like this, mate. 2 peas in a pod. It's Craig Gordon. Right, well, now we'll go back to the normal quiz. Question Nad. Right, question 3.
Try to say Kev Twaddle's ugly, like.
He looks horrendous, that man. Like his face has been in a microwave. It is all awful. Right, number 3.
Poor bugger.
On Boxing Day 2006, in the Derby, who scored Hibs 2 goals? Right, Ando, you can take a stab.
Derek Townsley.
2006 Boxing Day Derby.
Tell me what the score was.
It was 3-2 to Hearts.
Oh shit! I've got the wrong game. No, okay, it's
You
not
get
Derek Townsley.
One
That was
and a
the
half.
answer.
You get 1.5 points for each goal scorer. So if you get one of the 2, you can get half a point. So who are the 2 goal scorers? So you said what? Derek Townsley and who else?
Oh god. I genuinely don't know. I fucking should as well.
Kev, I'm coming to you last.
Stephen Glass.
Right, okay. Tam.
I've got no idea as well.
Oh,
Yes,
hey, look at Brad. There's Brad's away. Oh, my internet cut out and he'll just come back to Google.
Comes back with the right answer.
Oh, he's Googled
There he
that.
is.
He's back.
Can I
And
hear
you're
you?
on mute, pal.
Mute, brilliant. The best.
Christian Naddy?
It's not your time. We're still with Tam.
Oh, fucking, I don't know the question is. Man,
Right, I think it's Stephen Fletcher and Ian Murray.
Right, okay. Right, Brad.
I don't deserve to get the question. So,
On Boxing
Aye.
Day 2006, who scored Hibs 2 goals in a 3-2 loss at Tynecastle?
what year?
2006.
2006. I will go Fletcher and Craig.
Okay. Shanks.
I might be miles off it here, which is, I mean, fairly
Standard.
I'm going to go Ivan Sproul and Dean Shields.
Right, okay. Kev.
It was, I believe, Chris Killen and Dean Shields, who then got sent off.
He sure did. So you get 3 points, Kev. Shanks, remarkably, you get 1.5 points because Dean Shields did score.
Is that the game he got sent off at the penalty? thing?
Aye. Exactly.
Your street creds just went right out the window, Shanks. I'm not
Yeah,
even going to
one
acknowledge
thought I
it.
was like heaven is a half pipe, like
Aye.
quite cool in that. It's done.
Right, question 3 in the who does Corbett love? The boy is a total boy. He's a wind-up merchant and he loved to get it up everyone. Look at Shanks going rapid on that stress ball.
He's so stressed, man.
He's like, I really want to be Corbett's mate.
Right, okay.
I'll go Patterson.
Okay, look. Ando.
Gary Locke.
Kev.
See, the thing is, if this was Wind Up Merchant and you hate, I know the answer. The fact that you love him, I'm a wee bit unsure. I'm going to go.
Play the countdown music.
Oh, that's all right. I've got 30 seconds still to in that case, I will go with. I'll go with Patterson.
Okay. Tam.
Stevie Fulton, because you're here.
Nice. Shank.
I'm going to go with Zal.
Right, okay. Ando, did you get an answer?
I did, aye.
He's featured on my Corbett hates list. Jock the Jambo put him at a job. It's Hearty Harry.
Oh, fucking hell.
Absolutely love Hearty Harry. Still gutted that he's not there. The total boy, wind up merchant, and he loved to get it up everybody. And Jock the Jambo, P45'd him. Absolutely disgusting. Right, back to the normal quiz.
Do you reckon they've still got the Harry costume and you could buy it off them?
Gary Locke goes on Tinder dates in it. He goes stoating into an Ando's with a big heat thing on.
I was going to say he wears it to bed every night, just fucking plonks that thing back on. And
Roleplay.
Absolutely 100%.
That's it. We have got no chance of getting Lockie on the pod.
Imagine his wee computer screen just came on and his wee picture came up and there's just a big Hearty Harry. Yeah.
You would just end it there, eh? Like, right, no more podcast episodes, that's it, we've peaked. Amen.
Unbelievable. Right, number 4 in the actual quiz. Who scored Hearts goals in the 4-4 derby?
Right.
Right, so I'll go around. Shanks.
Graham Weir scored 2.
Right.
Eh,
You get a point for every person that you get.
Ratan just came in for the side there.
Stamp and De Vries. Fuck
Yep.
knows.
Tam, this was your
Aye.
first ever game.
First ever game. I can only really remember the game we were to. Andy Kirk, I think.
Right, that's-
And let's take a guess on the other one, I suppose. In Vala.
Yep. Brad's.
I think all mines have been said. Have I got to go Hibs players as well?
No,
Just that.
the 4 Hearts goal scorers.
Have we not said them now? We are.
We could have been wrong.
You could have been wrong, eh?
Sorry,
Exactly.
saying we are.
I would agree with what's been said so far. We are Valwa
It's
and
been like 5 players been said.
Kirk.
Right, okay, so we are Valwa and Kirk for you.
Aye.
Right, Ando.
2 from Weir, 1 from Kirk, 1 from Stephen Presley.
Good luck. Kev.
1 for Stephen Presley, 1 for Mark De Vries, and 2 from Graham Weir.
Correct, Kev.
Thank you.
There you go. You get
3.
you
I'll
get
take
three.
that.
You get 3 points, and everybody that only said we are once, you only get 1 point because you actually scored twice. So you all just get 1 point because you just said we are once. You
I
can get
said Weir twice.
I said
You
2.
did.
I get 2 points for that, yes.
I'm not that big a wank. I was only kidding on.
This matters more to some of us.
You just want the friend points.
Right, well here we go. There's 4 friend points up for grab this next one. He's ready. Corbett loves, right? Hates the SFA, hates Hibs, loves a submarine. Right.
You messed up with the last one.
How you don't know? You don't know. It's not the obvious thing that you think.
I thought it was Romanov before you said submarine, and that got it for me. But I might be wrong.
You might be wrong. You might be wrong. Hearts were a crazy team at the time. lot of strange things happened. We signed a player and announced him on a horse.
Name the player.
Kilmick. Something Kilmick or something like that.
I didn't even think he played, did he?
He had my
Andreas.
dad's jeans on to petroleum, a pair of Matalan Sambas, and a jacket that looked like he'd smoked a million fags in it and painted his ceiling with it. He was just a guy that had finished his work at the diggers and they put him on a horse, man.
Did he actually play? I can't even remember if he played the game.
He wasn't even a real person. He was just a random post. He just finished his shift and they're like, here, can you know how he got up on a horse? And he was like, fuck it, use it.
4-year
I turned
contract.
into lasagna after it. Right, go. Shanks, what's your guess?
I didn't even care what we were talking about. What? Fucking some horse had a mad night out in a submarine and then he ended up pumping a postie. What?
So Daniel Kuzan, Shanks. Right. Sam, what's your guess?
I said Romanov.
Do you want to be specific?
Vladimir. Romanov.
Brad's?
I was thinking Mad Vlad as well, but knowing your twisted mind, it's not going to be. So, but I'll go Mad Vlad.
Ando?
I don't have a clue. I want to say Mad Vlad, but you've talked me out it, so I think that's exactly what you wanted me today, so fuck you, Mad Vlad.
Right, okay. Kev?
Yeah, I'm just going to be different. I'm going to go with Karabochka.
It was Roman Romanov, who I loved. Because he's the creepiest guy that's ever lived. He just used to hang about like Mr. What is it, Milo, Mr. Burns.
Is that the guy who had like the weird kind of looking features like Ricky Gervais's pal in The Office? I can't remember. Like Mackenzie. Aye, that's it. Mackenzie Crook or whatever his name is.
And Steve, he looks more like. Aye.
Stephen Merchant, you mean?
He looks more like Steve Merchant, just a total weird
I
looking
don't know
guy.
their names, but total gimpy looking guy.
Just kicked
The
about
blonde
wherever.
guy you're meeting in The Office.
Aye. He just kicked about wherever his dad went in that wee submarine and hated everything his dad hated. He was brilliant. Just the total day nothing at Hearts, but that a wage. Roman Romanov.
Wonder what he does now.
And whatever his dad tells him. He's like,
He probably drives the submarine.
his 51-year-old, he still shouts up to his dad, I don't like beans! Put beans on my pie! He's like, you're fucking eating it! We're in a submarine, we've got no money left! That's actually what's happening. Right. Question number 5, this is the last one. I'm not going to lie to you boys, I have no idea how we're going to do it. We'll just try and get through it. Right. Kevin James is the tallest man to ever play football.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'm only kidding on.
Oh, I like that one. I won that one last time. I was getting ready.
In the relegation derby, Hearts won 2-0. How many of the Hearts lineup can you name? So I'll just go runges and you can get a point for every one that you get right. So anybody want to take a stab in the dark at the first?
Jamie McDonald.
McHattie.
Oh, fuck off, Brads.
Jamie McDonald is correct. McHattie is correct.
Nicholson
is correct.
Dale Carrick.
You beat Kev.
But that is also correct. Right, go then. Tam.
Brad Mackay.
Incorrect.
Oh no.
You're it.
Shanks.
I know it.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Holt.
Correct. Nice. Right back to Ando.
Shanks. He's too young. Fuck. Fuck it, Henderson. He'd be too young. He wouldn't be playing there.
He's about 11 or
Oh.
something.
2014.
It was worth a guess because at that age, anybody that was that age was getting a game. So there. No, it was not Henderson. Kev.
Danny Wilson.
Danny Wilson is correct. He is a captain. He plays for Hearts. We've had a 15-point deduction. We fucking but Hearts are staying up. Whoa.
Danny Wilson.
Right, Brad's
Patterson.
correct. Tam.
I'm struggling here. Billy King. Has that been said?
Fuck. He did not
Sub.
start.
Oh,
Sub.
I'm
Definitely.
struggling.
Shanks.
I know this isn't correct. Ryan Stevenson.
That is correct.
Why would
Well
that
done.
not be correct?
That is correct. Right, there is 1, 2, 3 players left. Ando.
Making a bleep in myself here, but is it Keatings?
Yes, you are making of yourself. No, it's not Keynes. Kev.
Jordan McGee.
No. Also making yourself.
Gowser.
What one?
Dylan.
Correct. Right, Tam.
Hamill.
You've got none of these right.
I know. I've said Hamill.
Right. What's his first name?
Jamie.
Correct. Last one. Can you get it right?
Is it the keeper?
Nah, we said it. First one.
It was a weird season. We might have played 2 goalkeepers. I don't know, but yeah, mate, that's good. Right, play the goals.
Well, I've no idea, and I'm going to play safe and just pick a player that was round about that time, even though I know it wasn't that season. Eckersley, who was the year after.
Aye. Incorrect. Ando, back to you, are we?
Pass, no idea.
Okay, Kev. There's one more person.
Position?
Oh, it's him that scored one of the worst equalisers at Easter Road,
Aye.
isn't it?
It is, so every single person in the park and then went in.
Is it David Smith?
Smith, correct. Well done.
I actually thought he was on the bench that day. Did he start?
I have no idea how you score that. I don't even know.
We all got friendship points.
I only got one, so I'm out. Don't worry about that.
If you get a correct answer, then award yourself 5 points.
I gave 5 points.
Aye, 5 points for one correct answer because you contributed. If Tam, you got fuck all, then
I
0.
got one actually, so I get 5 points for that. That's class.
There's 11 thingies up for grabs.
So I gave 3 correct answers, so that's 15 points. Boom.
Ski 5 points is fine. And don't worry, lads. The ones you all want, there is one Corbett loves. So there's plenty patter and pal points up for grabs. Ready? The last one. Number 5. He won a bike.
Nope, got it. Neil McCann.
Fantastical, lads. Anybody want to say how many points they got? Did we have a winner there, or is Patter the winner?
Everyone's a winner.
I think Patter's the winner, really.
Right, cool. We are going to do Away Up in Gorgie with Shanks, and then we'll end it with Noise by a Noise with Brad's. So last week you can't top mine because it was Robbo's and it's the best pub in Gorgie when it was there, but we'll give you an attempt anyway. Shanks, what have you got for us for Away Up in Gorgie? Where are we off to?
We are off to the BMC.
Right.
Yes.
So the BMC, you've got to pay £2 to get in. Didn't ken who gets all that money, but there's a wee tin, and Brenda makes you sign some book just in case you're a bit of a dauber, Ando, and then you put in all your details. Also, you get your bevy on, wait for it, a tray. So when you're buying hundreds of bevy, you get it on a tray. It's magic. Much more difficult to not spill, obviously. Get loads of folk in there. It's got a wee pool and darts down the stair if that's your fancy. And just enormous boozers. It's just brilliant. You didn't need to queue that long, and it's quite structured, which I quite like. Big dance floor for the dancing. So I'll pause there before I go into why I want to talk about this particular said pub, and I'll bring the boys in to say what are your memories of the BMC.
Loads, exactly that. Which is you do get your bevy on a tray, especially if you're up in the top deck, and then if you're with Crazy Nick, definitely don't suggest that you could actually frisbee the tray back to the bar rather than going walking all the way back. And also, you say that dance floor is there for the dancing. It genuinely isn't. It's there for all the wee arsehole kids that just want to fucking skate about 100 mile an hour on their knees and do breakdancing slides from one end to the other.
That's 100% Shanks.
Aye, exactly. Does my fucking head in.
That about 2 years from now. Just taking the wee one of the game.
But no, BMC's up there. It's a favourite of mine just because of it's so big, especially again when you're up the top deck. You get so many people in there. It's horrible. It's sweaty. It's stinking. But the songs in there are absolutely brilliant when the atmosphere gets going.
It's absolute shite. It's the worst place in Gorgie to go. BMC for the exact reasons you've just said. There's kids in it. You're not allowed to sing. They actually stop you from singing when you're in there. The times
Since when do they stop you from singing in the BMC?
Constant. The wee guy goes round. The last time I was in was for a derby, 12 o'clock kick-off. The wee guy went round and told you that you weren't allowed to sing. You even had the wee young team in with their wee drum. They told you that you weren't allowed to sing. So for those reasons, I'm out of the BMC.
So Corbett, right? Nah, I'm steamrolling here, right?
But it's terrible.
Corbett can fuck off because obviously he's a wee bit younger than me. I must have been going there when it was good. Obviously I went there way back in the day. Corbett would just be one of the wee arseholes sliding about on his knees, and he's embarrassed about that fact, and that's why he's fucking out, is because he probably got told to fucking behave by Big Bills in his banger. Big Bills in his banger, that sounds wrong. Right.
That's how my dad kept me disciplined.
Right. Stop sliding about in the floor, you wee arsehole.
Right, Kev.
I've actually been to a wedding reception.
Kev, your microphone's on your forehead.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, it's just as well you're not getting paid a fucking wage to be on here.
If you put it in your mouth, you could hear music. That's like Kev, he just wanted to talk through the tap. Hey Kev, now you've came out that well. Talk us through the BMC.
So, now that I'm out of Shanks as well, I've been at a wedding reception in the BMC. It was one of the cheapest wedding receptions I've ever been at in my puff. And the best thing is, the table I had was right next to the bar, so I didn't need a tray. I could just turn round, order my drinks, and swivel it back round and on the table. Perfect.
Fantastic. Brad, stories?
I think I've ever been in. Genuinely, I don't think I've ever been in the BMC, so that rules me out completely.
Make that too. Right. I've never been in either.
For fuck's sake.
So this probably is a good...
Well, just before we go to your segue, we have to put in, when we're going to go to the Gorgie meter, remember when we spoke about the Murrayfield bar and think its proximity to the McDonald's? It's too close to the McDonald's, and it's also built onto the back of a Sainsbury's as well, so let's put that... this story that you've been building up here, Shanks, is going to have to be...
It's one of them that you... if you're of the younger generation and your dad ever used to took you, it's one of them that you always see boys hooching about, but you slide past it because you just think, got to be a member, there's somebody on the door, you've got to sign a wee book, it's all a wee bit dodgy, so you just kind of patch it. But the boy at my work at the time, massive hippie, invited me to a charity quiz night, which was always on my birthday. Now, needless to say, I asked the better half at the time and said, I've been invited to this quiz on the Sunday. It'll be an all-day event. It's Hearts fans and Hibs fans raising money for charity. It's in the BMC. It's a full-day sesh. Boom, boom, boom. So I proceeded to go to the quiz day with the blessing, or so I thought, of the other half, which was, carry on, do what you fucking want. So I went to that. And needless to say, it was a bit of a letdown for them because they were a team of Hibs fans who had drafted me in because apparently, although the eggheads of Hibs, they needed some Hearts knowledge to help balance out their team.
Classic.
So they were
we fell in that trap ourselves.
3 minutes into meeting me when they realised that I thought Dave Mackay used to manage Spurs or whatever. So anyway, so we got chatting and that. Went a few years in a row, actually. It was a good laugh. But the particular first year was interesting. Bevying with the Hibs boys all day. It was banter all day. And then as we progressed, we went down to that wee downstairs bit with the pool table and that is. Wee bit of killer dart, bit of pool, good laugh. Then the young team kind of came in, the young team Hibs boys, and I was like, this is getting a wee bit awkward. I'm starting to be the only Jambo in the room here. This is a wee bit touch and go. I'll maybe get up the road. Of course I didn't. Stayed for the sesh as usual. Coerced into then leaving the BMC and making our way along to Lucky's. I did say that a second boozer would be mentioned. So we were in Lucky's for about an hour. They're all cracking out Hib songs and that, and I'm thinking, my boss is here, but I need to get up the road. This is getting a wee bit touch and go. I lived on Gorgie at the time. Needless to say, never left. And then the Gorgie aggro burst into Lucky's. Massive pagger started. They thought I was a bleep. So I've then arrived home to Wadler Street with a burst lip to be told, well, good thing that I never booked us a weekend in Iceland, for your birthday. Hope you enjoyed your day. So BMC, good boozer, paggered by the aggro, missed out on the Arabioli Alice lights from Iceland. Fuck knows what that is on the Gorgio, but I'm glad that it's a time in the past.
Well,
I'm a bit
That does-
upset that you sullied that story with Lucky's. Utter shite all over a place that. But anyway, we'll
We,
move on.
the
Oh,
amount
well,
of
I've
time-
not been back in, funnily enough. That's my memory.
the amount of times I quit my job in Lucky's is brilliant. The George Burley season when Hearts were winning the Champions League and the league, I'd get a Saturday off and then text my boss to be like, I'm never coming back to work. I'm following Hearts around Scotland as we win the Champions League. And I'd have to sulk back into my work on the Sunday, burst, be like, I'm just kidding, get on my job. I need my £5.50 an hour. Right, we're getting a score for what would you give yourself on the Gorgie meter for the BMC?
The BMC, I like the BMC. I'll give it a solid holiday, a 6.
A 6, right? I like it's your pub. It's your pub.
You did all the good ones. You only fucking left me with JC Mees. There was fuck all left.
Instantly 6. Right, okay. We could maybe get a 7 because the toilet facilities are better than some of the ones that we've spoke about, and that does sway the Gorgie meter a bit. Anybody else? It's no more than 6 for me on the Gorgie.
It's definitely not getting as much as Stratties or Robos, just because those are the two best. However, it does definitely get best of the rest, so whatever I need to give it in order to get that, I think 8. I'll give it an 8 because there's clearly an age difference here. The older you are, the better it is, and for all you young wanks that weren't there to appreciate it when it was absolutely brilliant, when we were actually good, then that's your loss.
Brad gets a 0 out of 10 because you've never been in.
Aye, 0. Big fat 0.
Tam, can you spell BMC?
To be fair, it gets a -1 because they do a Hearts and Hibs quiz.
That was a bit strange.
And if you are the said guy that leathered me that night in Lucky's, please tweet us at this is my story, and we'll have a rendezvous shortly.
And you
So I
will
can bust you again.
If you take absolutely
and
nothing.
you will fold like a soggy Fruit Loop. That's exactly
Honestly,
what you say.
it was absolute carnage. So I did what any self-respecting man would do and hid behind the bar with the barmaid. And
Can I
was
ask,
just
Shank,
associated with the Hibs fans.
was this on a game day?
No, it was just a Sunday. It wasn't. I don't even know if it was a game weekend. It was like a random Sunday night charity night. Boys were sound, to be fair, nothing wrong with them. But loads of Hearts fans just fired into Lucky's at like 10 o'clock on a Sunday night, and it all kicked off, and I was brandished
And you
Hibs
got
fan and leathered. Went up the road all bloody and told that I'd ruined the weekend.
Right, and let's end it with Noah's by our noise. We've patched this feature the last few weeks because none of us wanted to make an arse ourselves in front of Jamie Walker. But basically, the theory behind this is you're going to get a couple of iconic. We're going to have 2 that we'll try to guess, and then 1 for the social medias. And basically, Brad is going to give us his alternate commentary to these iconic goals, and we've got to try and guess the goal by the commentary. Right,
Yeah.
Brad's.
I'll give you 3. To make it slightly different, in order to score some points, you're going to get a point for the goal scorer, a point for the score, the team and the year, the team against in the year. So there's loads up for grabs here. Right, alternative commentary, or what I think the commentary should have been. Okay, goal number 1. The ball is picked up deep within our own half by the player who scored one of my all-time favourite Hearts goals. Does he pass it left? No. Does he pass it right? No. It's Scottish football, so he hoofs it straight up the middle. Big Dafty wins the header. It flies into the box. The wee Hibs rat tries to kick it, misses. It then falls to Hearts legend. He tries to kick it, misses. There's a scramble in the box, and the human bulldozer finds it. He rifles it into his left peg. Tiny goes mental. I almost fall over, jumping on my seat. Unfortunately, I was in hospitality, embarrassed myself a wee bit. Hours later, Walker's in tiny arms going laldy. So I need the scorer, the final score, and the year. If you want to take that one down. Tam, you look completely confused.
I just didn't know what you're asking for, but you clarified there. So
I need the goal scorer, the final score, and the year. Okay. My next one. This wee prick gets mugged off by Skinny. This wee prick gets mugged off by Skinny, who pings the ball forward to this big shagger, who is a country mile offside. The linesman doesn't get. The lazy bastard only takes 2 steps and then shoots from a stupid position. The ball trundles into the bottom corner, away from this gorgeous bastard. I lose my absolute shit. My old man is still not impressed. The striker runs over to the away end to give him a wee high five. Again,
Magic.
absolute scenes.
Yep.
And
Fucking
the
love
final
that one.
the final one, our striker for some reason is in the own half and drives the ball to the halfway line. As ever, it's Scottish football, so he hoofs it straight up the middle. This is the first time in his entire Hearts career that this boy wins a header, despite being over 6 foot. Terry Butcher, for some reason, is playing for Hearts and knocks the ball down. The ball's bobbling at the edge of the box. Stendel's one and only success story absolutely blasts it into the bottom corner. Complete scenes. Again, I need the goal scorer, I need the final score, or the team against our final score, and the year. So, Tam, give me number 1. 4 points up for grabs here. Sorry, 3 points up for grabs.
It's 2016 Rangers. Don't know what the goal scorer was.
Oh,
And was it 3-1?
In fact, apart from Rangers, everything else is wrong with that.
Ah. Okay. Wait, 15, sorry, 15. 15.
Oh, no, you're done. You're
You've
done.
done your shot.
15.
No,
You're
no,
done,
you've
mate.
done your shot.
I was
I'll
at
do it.
hospitality with you. That's the annoying thing.
You where?
Did you pay for it?
Aye.
Did you pay for it?
We were at different tables, but we were essentially there at the same time.
Shanks?
No idea. I've got 2 and 3. I don't have this one.
Oh.
Right.
Corbett?
Zfuk.
It was. Yep.
2015.
It was. Zfuk against Rangers, 2-2, 2015. We lifted the trophy that day.
Last
and then
minute.
the boys were going, I think it was the 89th or 93rd minute he scored.
2-0 down, weren't we?
Aye.
Yep.
Aye, after that fucking stupid penalty that So should have got. And
Aye, we
ran-
should have scored the winner too.
Aye.
Should have got a winner straight after that. Was
Was
it
it Danny
Patterson
Wilson
at
had
the
a
bar?
header?
Aye,
Aye.
somebody hit the bar or something. Wasn't
Absolutely class. I was sat next to Rangers fans for that game, and it was absolutely brilliant.
So was that. One of the guy got chucked out.
Good.
It was a good game. Right, second goal.
I'll
Ando,
take.
you love this one. Give
Aye,
us all the facts then.
because this is the only one that This is the only one I'll ever get in the history of this fucking feature. It's the only one I've got so far. It's Kyle Lafferty against Celtic 4-0 in 2017.
That is correct.
There's absolute beauty of a goal. How he thought he could beat the keeper for that distance is absolutely obscene. But you know what? I'm glad they tried it. Fucking brilliant.
How the linesman didn't flag him offside's another thing as well. He's about,
He wasn't.
He was about
It
10
wasn't.
foot
It,
off.
nah, it wasn't
In line.
offside, man. It wasn't
In
offside.
line.
Exactly, Kev. If you're in line, you get the benefit of the doubt. Fuck your modern interpretation. Big laugh was onside. We'll just leave it at that.
No one
Right.
said anything about Masons, remember. A Mason scored, Mason was a linesman, that's why, because that's what Celtic fans say in it when things didn't go their way.
Yeah.
When things didn't go their way.
I loved his wee high five though. Brilliant.
That was definitely what that was, wasn't it? That was a good.
That was. He was wanting a high five, and nobody from that end was offering it. So
Again, it was such a shame, man.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to poke him in the eye. Sure, I seen
Aye.
somebody got it.
Aye.
Aye,
It was an 8-year-old
Trying
kid
to
going like that. Fuck you.
aye.
The photo for that is amazing, where everyone's just going like fingers up at him. Have you ever noticed there's like an older woman with like an Aberdeen scarf on? It's like a red and white striped scarf. Really strange.
It was a great day
there's
to be
an-
alive. That.
It's Christmas time as well, was it not?
It
Round
was.
about that time.
November time, aye.
I was
Aye.
over in
Right,
Australia watching it at fucking
Right.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Right, number
Um,
3.
and number 3 was Corbett.
There we go. Boys 2-1 Rangers 2020.
It was not.
Ooh.
Shanks.
I'm shiting it now. Corbett's either miles off it or I just wasn't listening. I've got Hickey 3-1 at Easter Road, and I know I'm going to get the year wrong because I always do. I've put 2020.
You got the year right, but not the goal
anything
or the
to do with
player.
that.
Daniel Stendel's most successful player.
Aye. I think I've got it. I think I've
What
got
Is
it.
it not Aaron Hickey?
So I think it's Sean Clare as the goal. I think the game is the 3-3 game against St Johnstone at McDermott Park 2020.
All the points go to Kev.
That's right. Aye, that's right.
We've been over this with the date and Hickey as well.
Okay.
And it wasn't 3-1 at the game.
It wasn't 3-1, it was 2-1.
This is still your 2020 highlight. Best goal of 2020 was the goal that happened in 2019. But what did it
In my mind, I'm still in Middletons that day. So it's the best day. I'm still living there.
Still
And for
Hearts.
And for the listeners, I had to change one because it's already been mentioned in the show already. Oh, Christ, Ando.
Oh,
Right.
you fell into it.
And you've done it. And everybody would have got it anyway because the last sentence of my commentary is the big man goes daft and starts finger blasting everybody in the stand.
Aye.
So they would have got a booer straight away.
It's a great day, that.
That was superb. Right. That's pretty much everything in it. That's all we need to cover.
Yep.
We will, as we said, on Saturday be back for live reaction as it comes in to Hearts versus Ayr. Again, we've spoken about it a couple of times on here, but we've never really plugged it, so I'll plug it now. We obviously help run the Zoom calls in conjunction with Big Hearts and the Talk of the Toon programme, which is a Tuesday and a Thursday, 7 o'clock. All of us, I think Kev, maybe the only one due to work commitments, hasn't been on one of the calls yet, but they're a good laugh and it's a good patter and stuff, so you can join us. If you can't wait for live reaction to Saturday, you can join us on Thursday night. I think this week it's Rob Borthwick and Joel Sked, plus whoever from this crazy gang decides to join. But other than that, I'll see you all on Saturday. I'll see you next week.
See you later, boys.
Cheers.
All right,
See you later.
Have a good out.
Guys.